Hey guys, I'm Luna Elle and I'm here with Rising Star.
Amazing. Thank you. So I like to start my interviews off with like silly little questions. Just make
Okay.
you comfortable. So what's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Hmm. That's a good one. Probably snails.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Escargot. Like,
Cargo. Yeah.
yeah.
What's your personal theme song?
Hmm. Oh, so there's a couple though.
Name them all, if ever.
Have a Nice Bugaboo by Destiny's Child.
Hmm.
Summertime by Flo is a recent one.
Okay.
And I See You by Coco Jones when I'm in a little bit of a sadder mood.
Coco Jones has been making waves.
Yes, because
Uh,
she's good.
she's good. Good. Yeah, I just watched a video of her live performance, and the woman has a voice.
She really does.
Yeah. And if you could have a dinner party with three famous people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Beyonce for sure. I didn't even have to think about that one. Um, Whitney Houston would be a cool one.
Nice.
And random but Mary J. Blige. I just feel like she'd be such
But
a
I feel
vibe.
like the three of them together would be so fun too.
I
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, you said three. I said four though.
Oh, or the fourth. Wait.
Three.
Oh, Rihanna too. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just like Rihanna's a vibe too.
Five. Yeah. And ask her to bring her kids while you're at it,
Yes, please.
please. So your newest EP is called Coping Mechanisms. Can you
Yeah.
talk to us about your personal coping mechanisms?
Yeah, so really the inspiration behind that was how I cope.
Hmm.
And a lot of people cope, and that is through music. Because I know when I'm going through a rough time, first thing I do is open my Spotify and click a sad playlist. I don't know why it's always sad, but listen, it just helps. So I thought, if I'm gonna make these sad songs and they're relatable, that means someone's coping while listening to them.
Right.
Usually, not all the time. So I thought the perfect name would be coping mechanisms. So
Yeah, I like it. Even if someone's Googling like coping mechanisms, then if your song pops up, it's perfect. It's a new way to
exactly.
cope. What's your sad song? Like what's a go-to? You're feeling down. What are you listening to?
Again, I See You, Coco Jones,
Fair.
Verge of Tears.
For at all times.
Yeah,
Honestly, crying is good, so it's a good coping mechanism.
that's what I'm saying. Get it out.
Get it out, let it out. And can you talk to us? So you said the inspiration is to be a coping mechanism for people, but like when you were writing this, what were you going through?
Um, One of the songs, 3 Days, 3 Nights. I was just feeling a little sad. I'm not gonna say from what,
Yeah, yeah, you
but
don't have to go
my
too.
girl was feeling a little hurt. You'll hear it in the song.
I heard
Um,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And then 9 to 5, I was really just I was like playing off other people's emotions at that point. I don't remember who exactly it was. I think it might have been my sister because
Okay.
she's like a big role in my lyrics. Like she helps me because I see all that she goes through. And I was just like feeding off of someone else's emotion, probably my sister's again. And then I was like, let me write a song.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it could be your own emotion, so you did that well.
Exactly.
And so one of the lyrics in it is I pretend like I'm okay. Do you do this
Mm,
often? You often.
I do it a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I tend not to want to accept my emotions. So I'll just brush them off to the side and I know it's not good, but I can't help myself. So I feel like that is me a lot.
Mm. We all know things are bad for us, and yet we do them anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. My other thing, this is just like a personal one, but I couldn't help but notice that you two are a Gemini.
Yep, I
Yep.
am.
So
I
some
am.
do you associate to Gemini traits?
I don't really know. A lot of people are surprised when I say I'm a Gemini, but then also sometimes they're like, nah, you're such a Gemini. So I don't really know. I'm kind of like on the fence.
If you could give three characteristics to define yourself, what would they be?
I feel like I'm very blunt. Like, I'm very blunt. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, yeah, so I'm blunt. I'm a little more calm, like, and reserved, shy at first,
At first?
heavy on the at first, and I'm supportive. I will 100% support you in whatever you're doing,
Nice.
and part of being supportive is giving you the honest truth, so I feel like it kinda goes hand in
They
hand
all go
with
hand in hand.
yeah,
Do you feel like you have supportive people around you?
100%. From my sister to my friends to my management, everybody's so supportive.
And how do you feel like that helps you with your career?
Well, this my career has it's honestly been such a journey in such a short amount of time. Like everything happens so quick. So I feel like without that support, I probably would have been overwhelmed and too scared to really push myself forward because I honestly wasn't expecting things to go this fast. I'm not mad at it, trust me. I love it. I love everyone who supports me, but it was definitely a lot to handle at first. And I feel like the people around me really helped me to deal with it and cope with it. Coping mechanisms. Sorry.
Coping always full circle every time.
Yes.
Nice. And yeah, can we talk about, so you are 17 years old, you're a woman in the music industry, how both those, like being young and being a woman, how has it been thus far?
It's actually been really like good. Like it's nothing has really happened that I don't like. I feel like it's just a lot of you're defying people's expectations. And
Mm,
it's all like, for example, writing. I have to be careful about what I write because I don't want to sound too grown, but I don't want to sound like I'm writing like a little kid's bop tune, you know?
yeah.
So I have to find like a really fine balance between being able to express myself,
Hmm.
but still staying within my age range. But other than that, it's been great, honestly.
Have you had
It's
a have you felt like it's been hard to remain your authentic self at all? Like, do you have people telling you things you don't want to do, telling you to do things you don't want to do at all?
no, I'm very strong-headed, so if I don't wanna do it,
Yeah.
I don't. I'm
Good.
sorry. I'm open to suggestions, I'm never gonna turn down a suggestion, but if I know in my heart that I shouldn't be doing it, I won't do it.
I hope you keep that same energy throughout your
Yeah,
whole career. I hope that never leaves. How do you feel like your upbringing has made you who you are musically and personally?
personally, Imma start with that. My mom, she's Ghanaian, she's very strict, so I've been fortunate enough to have a very strict upbringing, so I know in myself that I can trust in myself because what my mom has instilled in me, I don't do anything that I don't feel is right in that moment or I don't feel will be smart in the future.
Mhm.
Um, I'm very forward thinking in that. And then musically, I do love me some Afro beats. And that is all thanks to my mom and my sister and the Ghanaian part of my family. And then I also do have a couple like music influences on my dad's side as well. But it's mostly my mom's.
And who would you say are your biggest music influences?
Um, in general or like within my family?
In general, in general.
Beyonce. Beyonce, please. She's amazing. Definitely a Jasmine Sullivan. A
Hmm.
jazz so key to like R&B listening. And Brandy. And I think another big one is Brent Fayez. So
Okay.
random, but he's just like a vibe.
He is such a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't feel like your music, like he's kind of a little toxic king, I gotta say.
he
And
is a little toxic.
yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean, maybe, wait till you get older.
Yeah,
Well,
listen, you never know what the future holds, so
never know. And how do you feel like music has helped you in your own self-discovery?
I think music plays a really big part because especially when I was younger and I didn't really know where I fit in much, um, everyone was listening to pop, everyone was listening to what was just popular in the time, and I didn't really resonate with it that much,
Mm.
but then home and my sister'd be playing some 90s R&B, or my mom would be playing some like old school again, a high life, that's when I was really like happy with the music and I really found myself in it. So I feel like it's played a really big part in me, really.
And how would you say you want people to feel when they listen to your music? Like if you feel included when you're listening to these things, like what your sister and your mom are listening
A,
to? You
a
want
big part of my music is the relatability of it. And I just want people to know like you're not alone in what you're feeling. There's many other people who are feeling the exact same way. Actually, maybe not the exact same way, but similar. Everybody has their different situations, but similar to you, they feel the same way. So I just want them to know you're not alone. Again, if it gives you some type of sense of comfort, I'm here for you. So that's what I want.
the support system.
Yes.
There it is. Yeah, there's the supportive party.
Yep.
Yeah.
Full
I love
circle.
full circle again.
Yep.
Can you tell us just about your full music journey? Like I know a lot has happened in a short time, but how'd you get into music? How'd you discover your love for music? Or
Well, I've always been like a little singer at heart. I think I started like I realized I could sing around 4. I think it was around when my grandpa died. And I was singing a song to him in heaven, and my mom recorded it. She was like, "You're actually really good. Like, maybe you should go into singing." And I was, at that point, I was a little tomboy. I
hmm,
wanted to do a little soccer. Um, but then I naturally started drifting back to it. Like, I've always just sang for fun. And then I went to like an arts middle school. Like, I was just surrounded by music more and more. And then during the pandemic, I was singing in my kitchen, and my sister pulled out her phone, recorded me, and posted me on her Instagram. And then that's when my current manager now saw me. He was like, "Who is that?" And then he brought me to studio for the first time. And honestly, from there, I mean, we know where it went. I fell in
yeah,
love. So yeah,
amazing. And how has it been? Like how do you handle your normal day to day with this now? Because it must have been a big change in your life, right?
it was a big change, but I try to separate like my normal everyday from like when I need to work. Even though like I do it, I work like throughout the day,
Mhm.
even when I'm at school, but I don't really think about it too much at school because I feel like I act the same. So none of my friends really mention it. Like they're just like, "Oh yeah, you sing." And they keep it at that because I'm not acting different, they're not acting different. We kind of come to an understanding. So it's actually not that bad. It's just about balancing it really
Yeah.
and setting boundaries for myself. Like I'm not going to be talking only about like music at school. I'm going to talk about how my day is going and just regular things because I feel like people think now that I'm doing music, that's all that I ever talk about. So I try to avoid all that. But yeah,
So for the people who will watch this to go against that idea, what else do you like to do besides music?
I play soccer still.
Oh,
I
okay. Love
play soccer. Um, it's mostly just really soccer because I'm really into it. Personally, I'd like to say I'm kind of good. So that's like a
I believe it.
yeah. So that's like a very big like source of comfort. Like if I'm angry or whatever, I'm taking it out in soccer and music. So it's like it's all off my chest. I also have a dog, so I just take my dog for walks. I know it's not really a hobby, and it's
Oh,
something that
walking is a hobby. Anyone who says it's not, because that's my main hobby, and I'm like, anyone who says walking is not a hobby is wrong.
okay, perfect. So we on the same page.
We're on the
Okay,
same page. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
nice.
for walks, fun little things.
Nice. And so you said you've been lucky, definitely with your music career going well. Have you had any negative feedback at all? Like, have you had to go through any bad parts that you could tell us about and tell us how you bounce back?
I mean, there's always going to be bad parts, whether it's people commenting on your on posts that you have on other media platforms. But really, I just take it and I roll with it. So like again, I'm always going to take everything as constructive criticism
Mm.
Even if it's just criticism, maybe there's some truth in what they're saying, and I'll really sit back and re-listen to whatever they're hearing, and I'll see if it applies. If it doesn't, I'll also get opinions from other people. But really, I try not to read too many comments because I know there's always going to be a bad one. That's
Mm.
just um and from that I just kind of take it and I work harder and I try to improve. And then that's how I just roll.
Amazing, as you should. And positive or negative, what is something someone said to you that has stuck with you for some time or like really affected you?
Positive or negative?
It's a big question, but say like someone you didn't know.
Someone I didn't know, I think the thing that sticks with me the most is the depth of my voice. I
Okay.
know like a lot of people mention it. They mention it both in a good way and a bad way. Like there's someone who said like, "Oh, I thought she was a guy." Listen, I'm gonna mind my business whether you thought that or not. It's not my business. But
Who cares?
it honestly didn't bother me because I really do like the depth of my voice. And I think it's cool how I can go so low. So I try to expand my range lower now, if anything.
Mm,
Um,
get back at them.
yeah, but that's something that stuck with me. It's like such a random thing, but I really do like the depth of my voice. So it made me feel kind of good, even though he said I sounded like a guy. I don't know.
I think that's the beauty of being good with yourself too, is if you know yourself, even if someone wants to say something about you, you're like, but I like that part of myself, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, so keep that. Keep that.
Yeah.
If you're ever feeling blocked creatively, what do you do?
Honestly, I give myself some space. I take a break. I listen to songs, like things that I would never listen to usually. Like I'll just go through Spotify and click something. And then if I like it, I like it. If not, then I skip to the next one until I find something that I kind of vibe with. And I just like give myself a refresher. Maybe take a walk and then I come back to it because I have this tendency where like if something's not going the way I want it to in that moment, I get really anxious. But I just need to let go of everything. So I've started doing that and it's helped a lot. So whenever I'm stuck, take a walk, listen to some music that you don't usually listen to. It helps.
For sure. Can you talk about a moment where music helped you feel more connected to people? Maybe
Mm.
besides your family?
Definitely when I took a trip to Ghana this past year in February, there was like kind of a sense of like I kind of felt disconnected just because don't remember being there. Like I got there, I've been there before when I was like 4, but I don't really remember it. But hearing them play music that I know, right, from my house, from at home, hearing them play the same music kind of helped me connect more and think like, no, I do belong here. This is my home.
Yeah.
That was a really nice moment, really.
The beauty, truly, the beauty of music bringing people together. It
Yeah.
is. There's nothing else like it.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to people, aspiring musicians who are potentially struggling with their own self discovery or feeling like they might not, like they don't know if they're worth it for pursuing music? Like, what would you tell someone?
Trust in yourself. That's something I always say. Trust in your gut. Your gut will tell you whether you're doing something good for yourself or not. You need to trust in what you believe in and take the chance because there's always going to be someone who likes it. Someone's like you, someone likes the things that you like. And if not, then you're creating something new. So don't be afraid of it. Trust yourself and roll with it.
You trust your gut always. The body
Oh, wait.
knows. The body knows.
Yes.
Yeah. So my final question is, what's next for you?
Next, I have a little thing in the working,
Okay. A little secret thing, or do
a
we
little project.
a little teaser?
Hmm. Yeah, a little project. It's gonna be a little more up tempos on it. Just look out for that in the next coming year. We'll see
You
what.
plan on? Are you going to be performing live at all anytime soon?
Oh yeah, I'm always performing live. Check my Instagram. You'll always see a new performance. I try to do it as often as possible. I think my most recent one, or my next one, is on the 29th of May. So look out for that.
Coming up. I love it.
Yes.
Well, Luna, thank you. It was so nice. And on behalf of the Rising Star team, we look forward to watching you rise.
Yes, thank you so much.